If you want the latest in weather conditions, be sure to tune in to our Busy Bee Plumbing Weather Report each weekday on Mornings on Main Street. Brought to you, of course, by Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating and Air Conditioning. We will keep you updated on the latest conditions outside, like severe weather, heat, snow, rain, and even hail.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather on Main Street.
Good Friday morning. Taylor Plott here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center with a check on your forecast. Expecting mostly dry conditions on your Friday, but cannot completely rule out a pop-up shower or storm. Otherwise, we're just looking at mostly sunny skies. Temperatures getting up into the upper 80s and lower 90s as we head into your evening hours. Still holding on to some of those 80s out there. Any pop-up shower storm activity will die off, and then we kind of do it all over again for your Saturday, although we do bump up those temperatures as we head into the weekend. 7-day forecast looks like this. We expect at least pop-up showers and storms for really the next 7 days. The best chance looks to be on Sunday, though. Otherwise, again, we're just looking hot with temperatures generally in the middle 90s and heat index values probably over 100.
Welcome to Mornings on Main Street. I'm your host, Stefanie Miller. Thanks for joining us. Coming up on today's show, we're highlighting a back-to-school block party happening in one of our Middle Tennessee communities. The group putting this on wants to make sure that all students have the items and resources needed for a successful school year. That's coming up a little bit later. We're also talking with the CEO of the Better Business Bureau serving Middle Tennessee and Southern Kentucky. She shares with us what the BBB is all about and how they hold businesses accountable and why and how they're there to answer any question that you might have. Before that, though, let me share with you the production hitting the stage here at Coopertown Middle School starting tonight. Do you know the tune? Well, if not, it is from the beloved musical Little Shop of Horrors. If you're not familiar with this show, you should be, but no, if you're not, it is full of humor. You have a dash of horror and some really catchy tunes. And I tell you, the cast on stage, they have incredible voices. I'm always blown away by the Robertson County Players. As I mentioned, the first show is tonight. I had the pleasure of talking with first-time director Dalton Wolf and his assistant director Jess Hansen. They both share their love for the play and what else you can expect when you come out to catch Little Shop of Horrors.
Through this rehearsal process, we started out with a baseline and like a character outline for everybody that we were like, hey, this character is Seymour Krelborn, for example. And they kind of got to add on to their little twists and spins, of course approved, but their little twists and spins on the character and the character arcs and stuff like that. So RCP, we've all kind of become a huge family around here. I know I've been doing shows with RCP for 2 years. I was in one show a few years ago. Jess has been around for a long time. And I just want them to, some theater you leave and you like that's a good work of art, or you leave you're laughing, it's a comedy. I want everyone to kind of take away the warmth that live theater just brings, because yes, you can watch a movie and you can get those same emotions, but seeing it live and in person is just something, there's something about it that's just almost like scratches your brain just a little bit. And I want everyone to just feel the warmth and the love that comes from the Robertson County Players.
This run of shows, we are going to have a little bit extra with our concessions. So we are going to be serving barbecue sandwiches with some chips and a drink. So come hungry, please. And then we're also going to have some fun merch items. We have some new fun things we want to share with y'all. So come check it out.
Yeah.
It's almost like dinner theater.
Kind of.
Kind of, yeah.
Thank you so much for talking with me. I am so excited about this, and the stage set looks phenomenal, and everyone sounded just terrific. Now, if you would like to catch the performance here at Coopertown Middle School of Little Shop of Horrors, you can do that. Again, as I mentioned, tonight you have a 7 p.m. show. You also have a 7 p.m. show on the 21st, the 27th, and 28th. Now you have 2 p.m. shows on June 22nd and June 28th, so really no excuse not to come out and check out this show, Little Shop of Horrors. If you'd like to know more about the Robertson County Players, you can do that by going to robertsoncountyplayers.org. You'll find their next production, and if you would like to try out for one of the spots, you can do that too. It is open to those even outside of Robertson County. Before we get to the rest of the show, let's check out our headlines. TriStar Horizon Medical Center is working with Nashville State Community College to bring its nursing program to Dixon County to help meet the growing demand for qualified healthcare professionals. The program will begin at TriStar Horizon Medical Center, then transition to its permanent location a few hundred feet away at the Dixon County Center for Higher Education, the future home of Nashville State's Dixon campus, once construction is completed later in 2026. CDE Light Band of Clarksville is celebrating, and we congratulate the team for their wins at the recent Tennessee Valley Lineman Rodeo in Murfreesboro. This is a fierce competition that recognizes and rewards excellence in safety, skill, and knowledge in their field. This year, CDE Light Band's senior line worker and 10 apprentices participated, competing against 115 others. CDE Light Band took home a first-place win in the senior Hurtman Rescue competition. In the apprentice division, CDE took home 2 first-place awards, 3 second-place, and a 3rd place. Way to go.
Busy bee, yeah, busy bee. If you need
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I need to make a call. Hey, this is Brianna with Busy Bee. I'm giving you a call to let you know your technician is on his way.
833.
Busy bee. Guys, not yet. Not yet.
Busy bee, oh,
Now I'm ready, guys.
call 775-7833.
Deep in a forest at Nashville Zoo, new creatures here for you to view. Phantoms graced in black and white swing high in trees of dappled light. In rocky crags, tall and steep, small antelopes with nimble feet. A wise old man with beard of white, a sentry perched on stony height. Amidst it all, a hunter lies, with coat of gold and steely eyes. A new adventure just for you. Leopard Forest at Nashville Zoo. Open now.
Welcome back. We are thrilled to be at the 2025 Big Blue Bash put on by the Better Business Bureau. This is a rather important event for the BBB.
Absolutely.
For all the businesses here, if you're not familiar with the Better Business Bureau, this really shows that a business has been accredited with BBB.
Well, actually, the awards are not just for accredited businesses.
Okay.
It's for it's all businesses that are doing things right. They have the opportunity to apply. But again, it's really about celebrating marketplace role models tonight. We want to make sure companies that are doing things the way they should are getting recognized for it.
3 big words there, doing things right. And to share more about that and a little bit of the BBB, the Better Business Bureau, if you're not familiar, we have the president and CEO. We have Robyn Householder with us. First off, thanks for talking with me.
Absolutely. Happy you're here. Appreciate the time.
Well, this is lovely. And I have to say, for those who may not be, and I feel like everyone should be familiar with the BBB, if they ever have a question about a business, you're who they reach out to. How many calls do you receive?
We actually receive over 4 million instances of service every year, and that's just my office. So that's all of Middle Tennessee and part of Southern Kentucky. So consumers are relying on us to guide them to the right place, hopefully away from the wrong place, and then if they do run into trouble, we're there to help them with any disputes.
The Better Business Bureau has been around for, you were saying, more than 100 years.
More than 100 years, right. So we started in the early 1900s because unfortunately at that time, advertising at its best was fictional. And so it was a lot of honest business owners that said, we need to create some standards. We want to create a benchmark, if you will, for companies to adhere to so that they can be recognized as the best of the best. And that's why we've been here for that many years. So it's a trade association, if you will, of like-minded businesses that are committed to that trust factor.
Walk us through the 8 areas of standards that businesses need to hold to.
Right. So when a company applies for accreditation, we're going to look at are they building trust? Are they well established? What's their track record in the marketplace? Are they transparent with their policies, their procedures, their return things like that? Do they safeguard privacy on their website? Do they honor their promises? Do they tell the truth in how they advertise? And probably one of the most important things is, are they embody integrity? And so is the organization and is its leadership really representing the principles and the values of what BBB stands for?
How has this evolved from, again, obviously it has evolved quite a bit since, the 1900s, but in 2025, how has that changed, or do you have to work a little harder? Because, again, people can be a little sneaky this day and age.
Well, the internet changed everything. And so it's gone are the days where someone just called us and we read a file to them over the phone. There's just so much information out there, and especially with AI, you don't know if what you're looking at is true. And so what we're able to do is kind of cut through all of that mess, cut through all of that, extra information, give the companies the credit they deserve, but also make sure the consumer knows the right place to spend their money. And so, yes, it is a little bit more complicated. We're looking at a lot more information when a company applies, but we're also dealing with a lot more fraud. So it's so important for companies to separate themselves from some of those problems that you see in the marketplace.
Let's talk about this evening, the Big Blue Bash. What does this mean for the businesses filling these seats?
Sure. So this is, we're recognizing 12 outstanding organizations in the small, medium, large, and extra large category, as well as 2 young entrepreneurs. So the first event is the Spark Awards. This is for companies that are either less than 3 years old or the owner is under 35. And they've established themselves as having high leadership character, strong culture in their organization, their communication both with their internal and external constituents is strong, and they've got a strong commitment to community service. And so we call it the 4 C's of doing things right. That's what they're being judged on. And what I love about this particular award, in addition to recognizing them for doing business right, they also get some cash to help support that endeavor, because we all know those first couple of years can be rough. The other award we're doing tonight has been around for almost 30 years. It's called the Torch Award for Marketplace Trust. And companies are submitting information to us so that we can evaluate, and it's actually an independent panel of judges that we use, but we're looking at everything from their policies and their handbooks to how they market their goods and service. And again, what is their track record with their customer? What do their customers say about them? It's a lot of information that we go through to establish, is this company really setting the standard for operating in a trusted manner, that they're really exuding integrity. So we're very excited tonight, because I think most companies will tell you they love this award because it's not necessarily about growing the fastest or making the most money. It's really about who they are as an organization and who they are as a leader.
For the smaller businesses coming in, how can they make sure that they're successful and doing what they need to do from your
Sure.
standpoint?
So, it's similar to what I said about the Spark Award winners. Really focus on doing things right. Establish a strong culture in your organization. Make sure your communication style as well is not just consistent, but sensitive to who the reader is, sensitive to who you're speaking to. We always say it's not necessarily what you say, but how it was perceived to be said. And so we try to guide businesses on seeing things through the lens of their customer. Make sure that you do and say what you promise you're going to do, right? Stand behind the product, stand behind your service. Sometimes it's okay to take a hit on something to win a long-standing fan, if you will. And again, commit to doing it right. We have 8 standards, as you talked about early on. And what BBB wants to do is recognize companies as a company that stands for standards, that stands for trust. So apply for accreditation, and we'll make sure we get the word out about you.
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
Welcome back. Is it ever too early to start thinking about the next school year? No, because before you know it, the students will be back on the buses and into the classroom for another school year. I know we're still in June, but a number of groups and organizations out there are working now to set up back to school events and block parties to help make sure that all students are prepared with the necessary resources that they need for a successful school year. One of the areas doing this is in Clarksville. Families in transition of the Clarksville Montgomery County school system, they have been working to gather items for students as well as cookout items for this big bash they're having on July 19th. It is going to be a fun time. They do tell me that they have thousands of students that do need extra help. I have the pleasure of sharing my sit down with Donna, Haley, and Christina from Families in Transition. They're going to give a little bit of history of Families in Transition and how important this program is to the families who come to them for help, and then how you can give some assistance with their back to school block party coming up on July 19th.
Backpacks. That's one of the biggest things. So backpacks, notebooks, the pens and pencils is good, but I know the paper, and those things are a lot harder to find.
Crayons, markers, color pencils, highlighters. Those are kind of the typical things that teachers ask for on their school supply list. So we're trying to help ensure folks have those things.
So from the first year to the second year, the attendance doubled. So the first year we had roughly 1,200, and last year we had over 2,500. So we can see that the need is a lot greater, and the awareness that it brings more people out.
Yep.
We'll have giveaways, door prizes. Again, trying to offer free food to families.
Free shoes.
Brand new shoes.
Yeah, socks. And also there will be events. We'll have a magician there, and we will have like inflatable games and things like that.
I would like to say about the community resources that's going to be there. So a lot of people come out and set up resource tables to bring awareness to their organization. So if anybody that has not participated and that want to come and set up a resources table, we would love to have them there as well.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Our families that we've identified have grown. So we try to help not just back to school time, but we try to help all year. So we try to do Thanksgiving. We try to do Christmas things. We try to do things close to the end of the year to get them ready for summer break. So any type of nonprofit that wants to be involved or have an idea, we are all for trying to, provide for our families.
And we partner with a lot of nonprofits in the area that help meet the needs of students we serve and also other students throughout the district. So YAPAC is a huge support to our organization, the Irene Center for Hope. And so if these are, if folks give to those organizations, they are also in turn supporting our work as well. Our program is part of, exists because of a federal law called the McKinney-Vento Act. And that law is to support students who are in temporary transitional housing situations. And so I believe that law was enacted in '87. So in theory, it's been around that long. And the program within our district has been growing the past few years. There used to be, so about 4 years ago, I believe, there was one person that did this job. And then also that person also supported students in foster care as well. And so around COVID, I believe, is when foster became its own team. And then the FIT team, Families in Transition team, we became our own team. And I believe there were 2 at that time, and then that grew to 3. And now we've also grown this school year to four staff for the team.
Ladies, thank you so very much for talking with us. If you would like to help in any way with this back to school bash, whether it's school items for students or for teachers, or if you would like to donate maybe some hot dogs and drinks for the event to help make it a successful afternoon, you can do that. Just reach out to Families in Transition. If you would like to go out to this back to school bash, you can do that. Mark this down. It is July 19th, happening in Clarksville at Kenwood High School. The address for that is 251 East Pine Mountain Road. The event is from 5 to 7. Let me note that they do suggest you get there early. ahead of time because they had quite the line last year. If you are in one of our Middle Tennessee communities, please reach out to us at Main Street Media of Tennessee and Mornings on Main Street to share with us your back to school event. We will help any way we can to get the word out that it is happening. And if you need some assistance, we want to get that out as well. Thanks so much for joining us here on this beautiful Friday. Have a fun and safe weekend, and we will see you back here on Monday.